10 million children witness domestic violence each year. That is 20% of all children in the United States. That doesn't count all the unborn children who experience their first DV encounter in the womb. Children under the age of 6 are more likely to witness domestic violence. Domestic violence in the home is a risk factor that increases the likelihood that a child will be abused and neglected. Children under the age of 3 are more likely to experience abuse and neglect. Studies have proven that witnessing domestic violence is traumatic to infants and can threaten their security, well-being, attachment, emotional responses, stress response systems, and the developmental process. Mothers report seeing trauma symptoms in their children who are less than 1 year old and have been exposed to domestic violence. Trauma symptoms reported are eating and sleeping problems, inability to respond or interact normally with adults and peers, and mood disturbances. Clinical studies have provided evidence that infants who witness DV have poor health and sleep habits and high rates of irritability and crying episodes. Mothers who are experiencing the physical and emotional abuse can also show symptoms of trauma and depression, which can negatively affect their ability to parent and nurture their infant. Mothers with trauma and abuse symptoms are also more likely to perceive their infant as having temperament problems. All these factors put infants at an even greater risk for abuse and neglect. The problem is further exacerbated by studies that have linked abuse and neglect to homelessness, substance abuse, suicide, and juvenile delinquency. To date, Kentucky has no law that makes committing a domestic violence act in front of a child a crime, despite all the evidence that this type of childhood trauma is occurring at alarming rates and has lifelong effects on the child, family, and the community. However, you can make a report to your local Department for Community-Based Services if any child is present in a domestic violence situation. Police help stop the cycle of violence that begins before a life has even begun.